Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another That Eurovision site discussion. My name is Ben, and I am joined today by,
Hi, it's Janek.
and today we are going over the third and final set of Melodi Grand Prix 2023 songs, giving you all our opinions, our lovely takes, and also then going over some of our winners, because this is the last set and the last episode in the series of Melodi Grand Prix we're doing. It's so sad. But for today, this week, we're going to have on stage once again Akuvi, one of my favorites, with her song Triumph. Attila Peterson with his song Masterpiece. Oh God, I hope I get this name right. Eileen Thorpe with her song Not Meant to Be. Maria Celine with her song Freya. Skrillex, not Skrillex. That's fun when you're dyslexic and trying to read that name. With their song Love Again. Stig van Eyck with their song Someday, and Tyrell Beislad, I'm getting these names wrong, with their song Break It. So, I guess starting off, Yannick, what are your overall impressions of this semi?
Personally, I think this is my favorite summary of the three. Like in every single one, in the first semi, I was passionate about two songs. Second one, I was like three-ish songs, and I think coming to this semi, I want four songs to qualify. And overall, I think compared to other semis, the production of these songs are way better, I feel like, and overall they are very quality songs. Like even the ones that I dislike from the semi, I feel like they think they have their audience and their production. Like Stick song was a very it's a reggae song that someone enjoys. That maybe that kind of the music type is their favorite. Uh, and overall, I think there's some standouts in this semi that could do well in the final if they qualify.
Yeah, this semi isn't my favorite. I'm not sure how to feel because there are a couple that I really like, and I'll get into them later, but I would have the opposite on my favorite was semi two. And I think like the semi one to me is still like not to say the weakest because I love the qualifiers that actually qualified, but the rest of them compared to then these last two have been very like a difference in quality. So like we still have really great songs, but I don't know how to feel about all of them. A lot of them just feel to me. That I have a couple that I do want to qualify, but it's not like I'm going to be heartbroken. But really, if any of them, well, if any of them, if one specifically doesn't qualify, I will be heartbroken. But the others, it's just like they're there. It's not like last week where I'm going to get my comments on last week is a bit on I am crushed on waste. Like last week, I am crushed that waste did not get through. I want to see Mr. Bursterdal having a heart attack with his Ronella flashbacks going through his mind with that staging. And then Drum de Boer also didn't qualify. Like there was 5 or 6 songs. Only one song I think didn't deserve to qualify. Sorry, Bjorn. And yeah, it's like all those were good. And this one's just like a few are good, but only one I think can probably challenge Ulrika. But getting onto that, what would you say are your top three, and then maybe a dishonorable mention from the semi?
I thought you opened a dam with the waste mentioned. I was doing the live blog for semi two. I was so hard trying to not to just shit post about how much I was so mad at waste qualifying. But as I said, there are four songs that I feel like are one of among my favorites overall from the MGP. So I'm gonna talk about four songs tied for third. I have Akuvi with Triumph. I think it's a banger. It's a girl pop anthemic song, and I'm really happy to see her back because after Some Air, which I prefer Miles over Triumph. Still, I like Triumph, but I think I prefer Some Air way more. she made some weird comments in 2020 about MGP's house. Very surprised Akuvi is back, but I'm happy to see her back, and hopefully she could avenge her robbery in 2020. Tied with her, I have Ellen Thorpe, Not Meant to Be. This is such a unique song for this selection overall. I think like there is no other song like that. Like it's an LC based song, written song. I think it's maybe a bit better than LC song. I feel like with LC song, there's a lot of being the same melody until like last 20 seconds, and I think like Ellen's song maybe it is very like the music is very stagnant, but I feel like the it doesn't feel like it just goes and on, goes and on. I like the choruses for this, and the spokenish rapish part. I think I enjoy as well. It's a really solid song, and my top two is the ones if either of them not qualify, I will be sad. So my second place is Break It by Tyrell. I am oh, what something like that. Like it's just my kind of balance, and it's just I love ballads, and especially female style ballads. And this comes to my one of my all-time all-time favorite. I think it goes to my tab of music that I like to listening. And I saw a tweet from on Twitter today from an username Change the Lou. He said, "Need someone to break my heart as soon as possible. I need to have my teenage girl I can treat. Cry teenage girl moment crying over a boy while listening to this song." And I think this quote just goes through my mind whole day, because this honestly what I'm feeling despite never being in a relationship. Like this is my anthem. This is my anthem. This is my moment. This is my healing healing moment. And my first bite of the summer. This song was the 30 second snippet was in my head for 3 weeks, and I'm so finally so happy to hear it in full. Freya by Maria Selin. This is what I want from Norway for always. Like going back to something that is authentic to Nordics, something about the mythology, and I know it could be cheesy, the lyrics, but I feel like it just fits so well with this song. The drums are amazing. The choruses when it goes like bara bara, I love it, and the violins and the is it a fiddle? I don't know what's the difference between the fiddle and the violin, because we have the same name in Polish. We
It's
just
how
call
you
it
play it. They're the
how
same
you play
instrument.
it.
It's literally just
It
how you play it.
Yeah, I play a game called Final Fantasy 14, and one of the latest patches we had like a boss with a fiddle, a theme that I just I also love. I just love violins and I love fiddles. Uh, it's weird that you call it a fiddle only because it's how you play it. Like just the same instrument. That's very very weird to me, and I think Freya is amazing. It's I think something I need something like that from Norway, just to break the uh, 2 year streak of just having weird song. I like Pale Angel, but I feel like Freya just is something fresh from Norway for a long time, and I just love it. I love the vibes this gives, and I just it's on my in my head for the whole day today as well as break it.
So I did have to double check myself. A violin and fiddle are the same thing. It's the same instrument. Just it's just the style of music you play with it. Um, yeah, I will agree. I will go start with my third. My third place. I am not sure because I really only have two that I love. I would probably put Break It as my third place just because I am a hoe for a ballad. I'm always a hoe for a ballad. I love a good ballad. And it's probably the best one in this group. And I think she can perform well And yeah, I really it's really all. It's not like I have big feelings on it though. My second place, my girl Akuvi. I love her so much. I love this song is just so true to her. And uh to fully out myself, I was watching. She was on Instagram Live with her sister Annalisa, who competed last year, Queen Bees, and with also Hala, I think like 2019. Uh, they were having so much fun on it, but like it
They
really
are
they're talking.
sisters?
Yeah, Annalisa Kumoji and Akuvi Kumoji are sisters.
Oh, that's something new.
Yes, they're fully sisters, and yeah, they were having a lot of fun just talking about so when you're talking about Anna Akuvi in 2020 when she was crushed but not qualifying then they were talking yesterday about for reference recording this on Monday so they were talking about it last night and they were talking about how they like that's what their family did every year they'd be watching MGP and they still love it and they get together and talk about it after the shows happen still and it's like MGP is what they really love, and so they both just want to have fun doing it. And this really, Akubi does want to win this one though. It's like it's really true to her as opposed to like Som Duer, which might have been like a song that was given to her. So she really wanted this one to like be hers, and it's really good. It's yeah, I just love it so much. But my number can't beat my number one, which is Freya. Freya, it's the only song I've heard in this selection that can that Ulrike needs to like be actively afraid of. Ulrike is should be like noticing this is her only threat. Queen of Kings might be, I'd say, another threat just because of how popular it's been. But Ulrike might get Kainoed. And it hurts me to say that. And also being Kainoed is now a verb. I'm making that up. But the favorite who's coming back and gets beaten by a first timer, even though thankfully Maria Simlin is not like Tix, thank God. It's a great song. It's very Nordic, very Nordic. It's about, I think it was the phrase the goddess of fertility and stuff. I think that's what
She's a lot.
yeah,
She's
it's a
like a
lot of
war,
things.
fertility, love. So that's like a lot of.
Yeah. Maria can sing the song. And if we look on stage and there aren't gorgeous, handsome, shirtless, buff guys playing bass drums, I will be upset. They last week they Bjorn looked at Love Love Peace Peace and said, "Yes, give me that staging." They had the fake snow, they had the key changes, he had half a Love Love Peace Peace. He doesn't have the gorgeous topless men playing the drums. They need to look at that, take their inspiration from Pietra and Mons, and have the gorgeous topless men playing the drums because there has to be drums. Like it's very obvious in the staging. I really hope there just needs to be drums on the stage. It would be epic. You can have such a great staging with the song. Yeah, I will do a dishonorable mention, a couple of them. Someday. I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not a big reggae fan to begin with. It's very hit or miss genre, and I'm not a fan. And then I'm sorry, Skrillex. Love Again. The way I'd like to think of Love Again is that if you take After Dark from Sweden, and they tried to cover Not a Sinner Nor a Saint by God, the band's name is escaping Alcazar.
Alcestar, yeah.
Yeah, if they try to cover that, it's like a gay, not a gayer. They're all gay. A gayer, not a sinner nor a saint. That's what this feels like, but it's not in a good way.
It's very
It's
slow for a drag song.
yes,
Very slow for a
exactly.
drag song.
It's slow, and that's why like not a sinner nor a saint. It's just like that slow middling tempo, and I don't get it. Why didn't they pace it up? I'm not sure. Yeah, again, I'm doing this again like I did last week. Why did we get this instead of a Sami entry? If you put drag queen for diversity, woohoo, but like give us a Sami entry, please, Mr. Carlson. A
What
sweet
about a drag queen singing Sami?
now that's diversity. That's a diversity
Yeah.
entry you would. I'm not sure how many Samis there are doing drag. Maybe we'll see in Drag
You
Race.
will see. Overall, I feel like looking at different selections we had this year, there's at least one drag queen in every
Yes.
single selection, and their songs not always bring like Bunny Dorm. We weren't like. loving the song. In Lithuania also it wasn't like the best.
Malta's was not good.
Malta, Malta, Malta is a different being. We are recording this on the same day that the Aiden stuff came out. So I'm like, Malta is just Malta. There's one more selection for drag queen that escapes my mind other than Norway. Or was it Norway
We're in
just?
Norway.
I mean, just Norway. Overall, the drag queen is not delivering as much as I was hoping for
Yeah. Yeah.
this selection.
They're all trying to give Schlager, and I'm just like I'm waiting for Tuna to give us some good Schlager. Like that's the only
Oh,
person
she
I
will.
think
She will.
she will. I know, and that's the only person who I think is going to give us good Schlager in this year. And we only have a couple weeks now to Melfest, but that's a different topic. But
Isn't
getting
that like
back,
a week or so?
yes, yeah, I'm ready. Get Tuna to open the show. Give us good Schlager, not Love Again. But speaking of the show, we have the finale in a week, more than a bit of a week. And so we finally have all the songs. What are your top three of Melody Grand Prix?
So I was thinking like Ben before the recording asked me if I wanted some time to see if I had like a need to come up with a top three. I was like, no, I have it. uh, so I didn't talk about my honorable mentions because I just didn't want to because there is two songs in this summer that I just despise, so I'm not going to talk about them. But for my top three of the whole MGP, I have Tyrell as third. As I said, a whole for a ballad, just as a whole for a ballad. Speaking of ballads, I have Ulrika as my second. Yeah, when we were recording the MGP scene one, I was saying that Ulrika will be my winner. Uh, for sure. And look at me being a
And then
clown.
everything changed when the
And
Freya Nation
the
attacked.
Freya Nation attack. Yeah, I could understand like this. I had already envisioned the staging for Freya. I was thinking like the buff shirtless man playing the drums, but I was thinking maybe okay, so this is an anthem for women. So like, can we have women also playing the drums?
Buff
I was doing
shirtless women playing the
oh,
drums.
sure. Another reason for
Well, the
Martin
top at
Osterdahl
least,
to
but
have
like
a heart attack. But I feel like just I want the Nordic visuals in her performance, but yeah, I think Freya was been in my mind too much in the last 3 weeks to not be my winner, and I
a
really I
grandmother playing the drums.
okay, that's also great. That's also a tick for love peace peace. uh, yeah, I think Freya was in my mind too much to say that she isn't my winner. I really hope it's a battle for me because between I want Ulrika to win to finally go to Eurovision, but I want Freya on Eurovision. I'm like that's just a mess for me. Like I don't know. I attention was my winner in 2020, so I'm like very much like if honestly wins, I would be so happy, but I would be mad that Freya didn't win. If Freya wins, I would be so happy, but when I will be sad that Ulrika lost and she didn't go to Eurovision again. So I'm like. It's weird to say, but yeah, Freya, Freya, honestly, and break it for my top three.
Yeah, my top three, where you have two from semi three, I have two from semi one. It really hasn't budged since semi one. I'm gonna give an honorable mention as well because I'm gonna do a top four because I need to mourn the loss of Waste, who is my fourth place. Just it's I love it so much and I'm crushed. But my third place is my queen of kings. I love Alessandra Melee. Please check out the interview we did with her because it's doing some numbers and I want more people to watch it. But also she's so fun and kind and like she's a bright ball of energy and she's so happy and positive. I love her. She's amazing. She's a great person. She was amazing to talk to. Yeah, also another queer person on stage. I believe she's bi. I'm not. I know she is. She put hashtag bi in a post she put on her Instagram. So she is. This she talked about being queer in Italy, which is like from her interview, and she's just so amazing. So good, so talented. And yeah, it's something we've heard before, but I love hearing it again. I love the song. My second place is Freya. And to be honest, it's been jumping up and down with my first place. The only reason it's not my first place is because Ulrike is there. And I might like Freya more. To be honest, as a song, I may like Freya more. But this is a time where I say Ulrike needs to win. She does. She deserves to go to Eurovision, and her song is not bad by any means. It is a good quality left side of the scoreboard Eurovision song. So it's not like I'm saying she goes with a bad song. Ulrika needs to go to Eurovision. It was robbed from her. They should have internally selected her. Falling apart in 2021, I think could have done damage in 2021 on the scoreboard. Like, why they didn't internally select her is the same reason Sweden didn't, but like they need to internally select her if she loses this year. Just Ulrike is so talented beyond belief. I was playing first I'm teaching myself piano and I can figure out songs very quickly. And Ulrike's song spans 3 octaves. For non-musicians, that's a lot. That spans about a good like this much of the piano. She goes down from I think D sharp 3 to D sharp 5. And she jumps between them, between the octaves in the song. Her talent is beyond belief. And I just love her. I may not love the song as much as Freya because I mean also could be I've listened to Honestly on loop so much that I've kind of worn myself out on it. But like, yeah, Ulrike is my winner. I love it so much. She deserves to go, and I really hope she gets to. It's her dream to go to Eurovision, and if not, she said she'll pull a Sanna Nielsen. Not she didn't say that specifically, but she said she'll keep trying. She'll pull a Dotter or a Sanna Nielsen, and just keep going again until hopefully she doesn't have to try 7 times. But otherwise, Janek, any last thoughts on Melody Grand Prix semifinal 3 or the show in general?
First of all, waste was robbed. That's my first thought. Second of all, I have no clue who's going to win MGP. I'm hoping between Freya and Honestly, but knowing Norway, they're going to do something that we don't want to do. To
Choose the
do.
Wolves.
I I thought that was would be winning from the get-go, so I wasn't surprised when they won. I wish they did win, but I kind of prefer from time to time, from time going onwards, I prefer it over some over what they were called. Who did they
North
go?
Kid.
North Kid. I like the song, but I feel like I prefer the Wolves.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, we can just tell this year's quality is head over shoulders better than
yeah.
last year's quality. Like they must have just been saving everyone in Norway for this year because I don't know what happened, but there's so many songs I could see winning this year versus last year's like two.
And neither of them won.
Yes.
Yeah,
Made of Glass and
like
Halsey. Those were my two winners, and neither of them won.
my two winners last year finished third and fourth. So
Same.
like Sophie and Elsie, and that's
The Norwegians are unpredictable, which is why it's hard to
yeah.
predict the winner because we all thought Kaino would win. The bookmakers thought Kaino would win. Everyone thought Kaino would win, and Tix won. I'm still salty about that. But
It's
back
been
back
three
to it.
years, but I am salty about it as well. I know. I think like from this semi, like everyone can qualify. But with Norway, it was sure that they don't go for the name. Like Yost not qualifying was just like okay. So that's hoping that that goes as well with Stick and Atle. But I know maybe. Uh, I know. I just I'm just very intrigued because we will see if Freya really blows Sage on Saturday. I think like we will be seeing a close call between her and Ulrika next week. But I don't know. I'm still surprised about Saturday's qualifiers. Uh, another song I think could win MGP is Jonas' song. Economic. I really like it, but I don't see it in Eurovision like at all. Can someone explain to me how the chorus can work with Eurovision roles? Because I have no idea how that will work.
I think the
But yeah,
backing vocals are we'll judge it as we go. rule at this point because Natalia fully almost lip sync a part of her song. Like when she dropped her mic, you could hear her vocals continuing when she was doing the. So I think we'll take it as we go, and
Yeah.
so we'll figure out if it wins. Is that we'll cross the bridge when we get there, and maybe they'll put the girl on stage. Maybe they won't. Who knows?
Yeah. Okay. Final thoughts. Waste was robbed. Freya, honestly, for the win.
I agree. Waste was robbed fully. She didn't move her butt like that on stage for y'all to rob her like
For
that.
real, for real. And she didn't have to bring out the Brazilian Portuguese for her to be robbed.
Yes. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of this sadly final MGP discussion episode. Thank you so much, Janek, for joining me. Please follow that at that Eurovision podcast on at I think it's at that Euro podcast on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I
Yes.
don't know, Mastodon. We have a bunch of socials. I don't
I
have the
don't
list
think
in
we
front
have
of
the
me. We don't
podcast
not the
on
podcast.
Mastodon,
We
but
have that your site on Mastodon, which I don't think we've ever used.
no.
You can follow also at that your site on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. The TikTok's mostly our code editor in chief, but we have TikTok as well. Watch our
We
videos.
do.
Also watch all of our YouTube videos. You get to see my lovely face doing more interviews. And yeah, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you.
Bye bye.